Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Elizabeth, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. If you're already a subscriber, welcome back. Today I am going to do, sorry, I have a name tag from like an orientation that I'm doing. I don't even know why I have this on because I spend more than half the time with my jacket on anyways because it's cold in the auditorium that they have us at. Anyways, today we are going to talk about the books that I read in July. I read 5 books. I wanted to make it 6, but I couldn't push that last one in, and I'll explain why. So, the first book that I read, I'm actually pretty proud because I bought this book last year, or maybe at the end of last year or something, and I already read it, but it is My Magnolia Summer by Victoria Benton Frank. This is a story, it's more of a literary fiction. You have a girl, I forgot her name, Magnolia, obviously, duh. She lives in New York City. She's a chef, and she's always wanted to be a chef. She gets a call from her sister, Violet. I think it's Violet. Let me get out my reading journal. But she gets a call from her sister telling her that their grandmother and their mother have been involved in a car accident, and she needs to make it back to one of the Carolinas. I don't remember if it's North or South. I think it's South Carolina. Yeah. She needs to go back to South Carolina to see about her grandmother or whatever. So she does that. She asks for time off at work to be able to make it to South Carolina, to be with her mother and her grandmother. So while she's there, it's the time that she's kind of like rebonding with her sister and her mom. She doesn't have the best relationship with her mom. And I honestly, when I read it, it seems like so long ago. I don't know why. Like I know that I wrote down like little notes in my journal about it. One of the things that I noticed was that one of the guys that like she worked with is BJ, and I haven't read it, and don't come at me, but I really don't think I will. The whole Magnolia Parks universe, I know that there's Magnolia and then there's BJ from the books, from what I've seen. I just don't think I'm interested in it, but I just found it so funny that there was a book, a book couple in this book, Magnolia and BJ, just like in the other one. At the beginning, I read it very slowly because I started it on the 1st of July, and I was on vacation that week. So I was reading maybe like a page or 2 a day. So I know that it was a very slow start. The ending was predictable, okay, because at the end she had to decide, because her grandmother owns a restaurant. And the restaurant is kind of failing. So her and her sister, Violet, figure out why it's failing. So obviously at the end of the day, she has a choice. Either she's going to go back to New York and live out her chef dream, or she's going to stay in South Carolina and like fix the restaurant and continue on with the whole restaurant thing. I found the ending to be predictable. I'm not going to tell you why, but I found the ending to be predictable. The book was kind of left in a cliffhanger that I really didn't like, but I heard that there is a second book that's coming out. So if you ask me, it really doesn't need a second one. If the book would have and I wrote this down, if the book would have been just a little bit longer, all the questions that I have like pending would have been answered. But I heard that she's gonna make a book 2 with answering those questions. There is a recipe on the back of the book. I thought it would be the recipe for the fried chicken because they kept talking about the fried chicken and how that was their grandmother's like go-to recipe, the best recipe ever. I was expecting that. I got something else that I didn't care for. I was kind of mad about that. Something with the sister. I don't know if I should. Let me see if the book says it. No, it doesn't say it. But something happens with the sister and the boyfriend that the sister has, and it's just like, I don't know how she could. Because if you've read the book, you know what I'm talking about with Violet, but I don't want to say it because I don't want it to be a spoiler, but it's like, after what happened with you and your boyfriend, how can you do what you did so soon and in the situation that she is in? That is all I am going to say, because that is one of the things that I was like, ugh, like, to me, that's book, because I guess I'm not like that. But I did not like that about the sisters. Like, in the situation that she's in, she should have had más cabeza. Like, I don't know, she should have thought about it more before kind of diving into what she was diving into. But anyways, the other book that I finally, and I say finally because I've had this book on my physical TBR since the book came out, and I want to say it came out in like 2016. 2014. So I've had this book on my TBR for 10 years, and it is Atlantia by Ali Condi, I would say. It is kind of like a dystopian. I was gonna vlog like me reading mermaid books, and I was really excited to read this one because if you look at the cover, yes, there's a shell, but it gives me mermaid vibes. It just does. And it's about two twin sisters, Rio and I forgot the name of the other one. It was Rio and somebody. Oh, and Bay. There you go. It even began with a B. I just didn't know what it was. And like you have two different types of worlds. You have the above, which is like what we live here on land, and then you have the below, which is like an underwater city. But no, they're not mermaids. They're humans that they live in like this dome. And then obviously we need things, or they need things from the above. But then it's like their mom is like a priestess or something, and then every year the coming of age kids, they have to decide whether they want to live above or stay down below. But they're told that the above has very harsh conditions, that they're gonna die if they breathe the air and things like that. However, I did write down in my I never gave the rating for my Magnolia Summer. I'm so sorry. I rated that one a 4. This one I gave a 3. Before I forget, this one I gave a 3. So like I was saying, they're humans, yet Rio is a siren. Yeah, it's like a siren, the ones who used to like knock the ships off course and drown all the people on the ship. That. So I don't understand how you can be a siren yet be human. I don't know. That's just me. And then there's like a plot that all the sirens are slowly being murdered. It became obvious who it was, and obviously the reason why it was obvious. At the end, after you find out who was behind everything, it's like that person just disappeared off the face of the earth. What happened to him? Yes, sorry, spoiler, it was a man. What happened? Is it raining? Yes, it is raining. I'm sorry, because I hear like the drops on my windshield, and I was hoping I didn't have to bring down my umbrella today because I got like a big book bag with my laptop that we didn't even use yesterday, so I'm hoping we can use it today. And I'm hoping that we're like in classrooms where I can plug it in because it's like completely dead. Anyway, so I don't know whatever happened to that guy. It's like, okay, this is the book ended. That's it, like nothing else was mentioned about him, and it's like, what happened to him? Did he survive? Did he die? If he did survive, is he in prison? You know, just like, what happened? That's just my question. What happened? And then the biggest thing that I put was, if I was younger, maybe I would have liked it better. Obviously, it is YA or even middle grade, I would say. But it's like, maybe if I was that age group, I would have enjoyed it more. It was a 3-star rating for me. And I feel that it did kind of put me in a mini book slump. But that kind of got me in the mood of like, okay, this is not what I expected, because like I said, I was expecting like a mermaid fantasy book. So the next 3 books that I'm going to talk about are part of a series. I did not finish the series in June as much as I tried. I felt with this series that I was going into a slump, but I knew that this series really was about mermaids. And the ones that I read are the first 3 books in the Waterfire. Is it Waterfire? Yes, in the Waterfire saga. The first one is called Deep Blue. This one I had read, and I remembered bits and pieces of this book from the first time. Sorry, I'm like flipping the page to my journal. I knew that, obviously, this is Seraphina. She is the princess of one of the realms or whatever. Somebody comes and destroys it, killing her parents. And then she was getting like this weird dream. Her and her best friend, who was there for like, kind of like the rite of passage of her becoming the next Regina of this realm, this underwater realm. And she was getting like these dreams where like it was like a monster that was trying to come through, but then it was like her and 5 other girls, 5 other mermaids that can save the world or something like that. So her kingdom is under like attack. Her parents get killed. She has to go into hiding. They're looking for her and her best friend because obviously they want to make them prisoners. And then the whole time, throughout the whole series, because I'm going to talk about the whole series, you got like Seraphina and Neela, which is her best friend's point of view here. And all these books are in 3rd person. So that was kind of like, eh. This one, I think this is Neela, because I think this book spoke more about her. Don't remember. And then this one is Ling. Now, the talisman, there are like 6 talisman because they know that they figured out that one of the bad guys is one of the original holders of the talisman, and he created this monster called Abaddon. So they know that when they get the 6 talisman, they have to defeat that person and Abaddon. Why were they chosen? Because they are each direct descendants. I mean, it's kind of like, this is not a spoiler, but like they're each descendants of one of the original people who had these talisman. So it's just about the journey that the girls have to go through to get the different talisman. I will say it was a fun ride, but it's just like I felt myself that I was, and I can't explain why, because I knew that I wanted to start reading another book for a video that I am currently filming. And I guess maybe that kind of put me in the slump of like, okay, I have to read this because I cannot, if a series is complete, I don't like not finishing the series because then I do forget what happens. I'm kind of like reading Lore Olympus now at the same time too, book 6, and I haven't read book 5 since I don't know how long. So anyways, it's just like, it was a fun adventure. Some parts were predictable, other parts were not. It is, I would say middle grade. It's not even young adult. It's more like middle grade, but it is a fun read. I gave Deep Blue, which is the first one, a 3-star. Rogue Wake, which was the second one, that one I remember nothing from, but I felt that it went like faster because it was more action, so I gave that one a 4. And then Dark Tide, which is the last one that I read in July, I gave it a 3-star. It was just like, I don't know. I wish that all 3 books are all told in third person. Or all 4 books, because it's 4 books. They're all told in third person. But then at the beginning of the chapter, just tells you the chapter name. But like, let's say you're in Neela's point of view, or you're reading about Neela, it jumps automatically to Seraphina, and then you're like, wait, what? Who's this now? So I kind of wish that the chapters at the top would let you know who you were going to be reading about, because that to me was kind of confusing. I did feel that the books did not need to be a series of 4, but a series of 3 would have been better if you ask me. But that's okay. I do feel that Jennifer Donnelly is a very good author. Her writing is easy to read. That is not the first. It's probably the only book. No, I actually own Lost in a Book by her, which is very good. I binged that one in almost a day. And when I was younger, I did read one called Revolution, which was also very good. So I do feel that she has good writing. I've never read any of her adult novels, so I will have to try to like get a feel for her adult novels. But it wasn't a bad series. And I'll talk about book 4 when the August wrap-up comes about. But it really wasn't a bad series. It was fun. It just kind of put me like in a slumpy mood because I just, like I said, I wanted to get over the series so that I can start reading the book that I'm reading now. So either way, the series overall, I would give it like a 3.5 to maybe 4 because some parts and some books were more exciting than others. But I'll get to that in August when I tell you about the last book, which was Sea Spell. And that one you get more into one of the girls that you really don't know about in the first 3 books, because out of the 6 girls, like they found each other, but one of them was like, oh, I can't do this, you guys don't need me, and she kind of like bailed on them. So like the first 3 books are about the first 5 girls. The last one dives more into Astrid, which is the one that decided to like leave the other ones because she didn't feel that she would contribute anything to being able to save the world. But I'll get more of that into August. Either way, thank you so much for sharing in my journey of reading for July. Let me know in the comments down below what you read in July and what your favorite book was, and if you had a good book month, at least for you. So if you can go ahead, and if you like my videos, you can go ahead and subscribe, leave me a thumbs up and comments down below, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.